Hello everyone, Leherika this side. My project is about Memphis Farmer Market online stock and drone delivery system. Coming to the organization background information, the Memphis Farmers Market, an outdoor non-profit market that features reasonable farmers and artisans every week, was founded in 2006. The food is offered in the shops that Emily Wojcik founded. The director of the operations for the Cotton Board is Emily Wojcik, who also chairs the committee for strategic planning and is in charge of the regional communication team. Emily created Team Cotton, a workplace health program for workers at the Cotton Board that has since grown to include other people working in the cotton industry around the nation. Team Cotton encourages its members to lead healthy lifestyles, get regular exercise, and take part in run walk competitions across the nation. This farmer market is regarded as the world's biggest outdoor market. Shoppers may find a half mile of produce and other products at this market in Memphis, Tennessee, every day of the year. The market offers Mid-South made arts and crafts for the home and garden, in addition to locally grown fruits, vegetables, and food items. Customers are educated at the market about eating locally nutrition and food selections. Numerous entertainment options, live music, and frequent themed events are available. The farmers market has developed some cutting edge technology that will transform the way it conducts business and will also increase its success. Coming to the project overview, owner name is Emily Wojcik. Business needed. Due to this epidemic, all businesses are suffering enormous losses in their commercial operations. Due to the overall shipping, which lowers sales and may even result in product damage, it is extremely difficult to even keep up with the present stock. As a result, the company experiences a significant loss. Coming to the business requirements, designing the store storage system with maintenance in mind, enhancing the infrastructure on both sides for order delivery, import and export, and becoming familiar with drone systems. Coming to the business value, the company introduces a new management system, maintaining all stock processing and customer delivery. The turnover is greatly altered by this, increases inquiries and transactions via user-friendly job simplification. The fact that flawless transportations cannot be maintained throughout this epidemic and that consumer needs are necessary to maintain flexible demand and supply is especially concerning. The project intends to assist in resolving these issues. The farmers market has suggested that their fresh fruit might be delivered by drone in 30 minutes or less. Project goals identification, feasibility factors. It includes both technical feasibility and organizational feasibility. So technical feasibility includes we are using a relational database for storage because this system needs to be user friendly, which makes it simple for any system employee to understand how to run it. Because of the limited fixed number of personnel needed to complete this job, there aren't many risks involved. The corporation originally owned just the database and the online processing system. This further iterations adds a GPS system, map distribution along with the drone delivery. Organizational feasibility includes if the system is approved, there are few hazards since the GPS system's operation could not always be beneficial to the system, according to the organization circumstances. Though technically simple, the potential system nicely complemented our corporate objectives to boost scales and take safety measures with COVID signage. If they authorized it, it would become a project leader and the senior management would feel good after witnessing the profits. In addition, the other stakeholders might receive some cash in relation to the system deployment. And also analysis of the company's policy viability. Our in-depth examination of all required procedures should be highly advantageous to the client and the organization maintenance team. This is the economic feasibility with total benefits, present value of benefits, present value of all benefits, total development cost, present value, total benefits, total cost, cumulative net cash flow, return over investment, break-even point. So feasibility study about the organizational policies, We must analyze all the needed procedures in a proper manner, which should be very beneficial to the customer and the organization maintenance team. Coming to the project description, in order to improve transportation methods such as the use of drones and other cutting edge ones, and to design a system to manage market storage that will limit the risk of pandemic losses, we have chosen a parallel development methodology. This is a type of waterfall technique where the entire design is made and then broken into smaller tasks that will run concurrently. These are consolidated into one, and since this can be put into the action as soon as they are finished, the project will be finished as quickly as feasible and within the allocated time. The goal of the entire project is to develop a system that can monitor market storage management and ensure that all the customer records are transported safely using drone delivery because these systems are developed concurrently rather than sequentially. The project's completion time will be reduced to a portion of that amount of time. This is necessary because it must be completed more quickly in order to avoid suffering a significant loss. Scope statement. Coming to the project deliverable, drone-based systems for managing storage and moving goods for customer delivery. Scope statement is the goal of this project is to build a website that will assist the company in maintaining and delivering all of its inventory to the business. To handle the startup installation and finish all the necessary techniques, the project plan is to finish in 4 parts. The installation should be finished at the conclusion of phase 4, with the phases being completed in order. Before the hardware is installed, phase 1's prerequisites must be fulfilled. Phase 2 involves installing the hardware, and phase 3 involves setting up and finishing the software. The testing, extension, and closing phases make up the phase 4. The process modeling diagrams include the various steps involved in product's production and delivery. This includes the check of the information regarding the product's availability and whether it can be delivered. After that, the analysis of the market's demand and the presence of stock in the market will help determine the optimal delivery method using drones. This is the data modeling diagram. The entity relationship diagram of farmers shows the various characteristics of their products. The store manager name, the product ID, the quantity of the products, the delivery method, and the time of the order are all shown in this diagram. Coming to the architecture design, the proposed system has been developed in a distributed computing environment in 5 layers. That is presentation layer, business layer, database layer, web service layer, persistent layer. The consumer should have the necessary logic in its EIP routing pattern. Doing so will allow them to easily share a common project and avoid having to deal with the deployment and packaging issues that come with having multiple layers of data access and business logic in a single environment. The proper separation between data access and business logic level is very crucial. So coming to each layer, presentation layer consists of interface components and main interface classes responsible for translating presentation logic into an understandable format and user-friendly to the customers. Coming to the architecture specific documents, the consumer's EIP routing pattern should contain the necessary logic. By doing this, they will be able to share a project simply and stay away from deployment and packaging problems that come with having different layers of business logic and data access in a single environment. It is essential that the business logic and data access layers are properly separated. The producer should be deployed along the web service in the separate package with the data access layer to facilitate the testing. So it consists of servlet, servlet context, HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response, model package, error handler package. JPA is used as the data access and the persistent mechanism for resource file storage. The information is kept as XML files in the domain object layer. The entity attributes and their corresponding values are contained in XML files. The domain projects are implemented as EJB component but can be mapped to tables. All the data pertaining to each customer and its items would be stored there. There will be two databases used. Using standard DBMS and relational database storage, one is used for product data and the other is for customer data. A repository is in charge of accessing the customer, product, and the stock database by using an XML file containing all of its data. So the customer, product, and the stock databases are accessed by the repository via an XML file containing all their entities. All the information pertaining to each customer and its items would be stored there. The Oracle database will store all the data related to customers and its products. This database holds all the tables, triggers, views, and procedures. Spring Framework, which is a layer of additional services that provide the more support. This is the high-level view of the system architecture. It consists of the ground-controlled unmanned aerial vehicle. Coming to ERD design support, the system testing strategy will be supported by entity relationship diagram. To achieve this, it is important to list all the outputs and inputs connected to the various modules and to evaluate them in accordance with the following standards. Considering the criteria, security, process of producing, handling data, input, validation, consistency, and the integrity of the data, handling errors and recording them. A number of parameters including user behavior, time, frequency, and the other contributing factors are combined to create the final result. The phases in this implementation method have been designed to boost confidence in the software's quality and design. There is a sizable chance that a software development project will get requests for new changes or new requirements as a result of the migration process. Though a structured approach to development, the plan minimizes this risk by ensuring that all changes requests are made before any new functional requirements have been implemented. This lowers the likelihood that changes will be requested after the sizable investment has been made in non-functional areas. To put it simply, it is a procedure that links all the other implementation activities in a way that assures the system and its components deliver value and meet the system's requirements. Coming to the transition plan, we have created a software application that offers the capabilities required to make this move in order to facilitate it. The major goal of this transition procedure is to record every modification made to both the source and target systems. This is accomplished by using the MDX SQL table. An MDX SQL table structure resembles that of a schema file, but it includes fields for each of these operations: database, model, migration, which is stored in south field, fourth field, and result. It will be noted in the database field each time a source and target system is modified. The model field will be updated if the model of the source or a target system is generated or modified. Changes to these models mapping to other models will be noted in the migration column, and any mistake made during this process will be noted in the result field. It is made to support an enterprise-wide migration from legacy system to the new system, and it may be used to transmit the data continuously between legacy system and the new system because it is integrated with a variety of legacy systems. The domain object used in the target system may not have the same names as the user's model. If we don't use a new name for the counterpart in the target system, in the situation, data transfer from one system to another won't be possible. All the guidelines for how attributes must appear in an XML file are included in the XML schema definition. If we don't declare this beforehand, we won't be able to construct the XML files correctly, which is important so that they will have the correct information. The output file is subsequently created by utilizing XSLT to transform the input file. In addition to writing the right values in the right places, this will also format those values appropriately based on the type of data. This is a technique for transforming XML data into a user-friendly HTML page. This benefits is that it making deciding what to do much simpler.